Welcome to another day of 11 Days of Yoga. Today is day 8. We do this every single day about 4:30 right here on the Instagram space up till May 23rd when I'm launching my podcast, Lessons from the Mat. Something to unlearn is that people think that you can't build muscle with yoga for some reason. They think it's all about the flexibility, it's all about the zen of it. Those are definitely amazing aspects of yoga, but when done properly, your body becomes a fortress. After having done yoga, I go in to do other practices of things, and yoga has completely transformed how my other practices are. I train with a friend once a week who his house is set up like a dojo. He has like mats because he's also a stunt guy, and he has punching bags and speed bags, and he has battle ropes and all this sort of stuff. And I remember day one after we worked out, he was like, "How are you not sweating?" And we did like circuits. We did jump rope, battle ropes, then we went over to the bag. We did a couple of combinations on the bag, went around to the speed bag, did stuff on the speed bag, and I think we did lunges with 10-pound weights, so 20 extra pounds. And after 3 circuits of that, he was like, "How are you not sweating?" My muscles were fatigued for sure, but yoga can really build up some cardio and stuff like that. So let's hop on the mat. So we're gonna start off with our normal vinyasa sequence, hands over the head, deep breath in. And we're gonna exhale down, reach for the toes. From here, come up to a flat back, as we have been doing. And drop your hands all the way down to the floor. From here, we're gonna go straight back to plank. Now you can step or hop straight back to plank. It's all up to you. Today, day 8, it's all about strength, so I'm gonna hop and get my plank position. From here, I'm gonna hold plank. So in yoga, this is a great way to start building strength through stillness. I'm not holding my muscles super hard together and super tight in. I'm allowing my hands to be under my shoulder blades. I'm allowing a long line from my heels all the way up to the top of my head. And if anything, it's more being still through integrity and allowing heat to come into your body. If you want to up your practice a little bit, feel free to go down to the elbows and then come up and keep doing that. Or we can all just hang out right here. We could just hang out right here in plank. So from here, moving on, a great way to strengthen the lower back, you're gonna drop down to what we would call chaturanga by bending the elbows, curling the toes under, and slightly coming off the mat. Now to build strength in your lower back, we're going to lift up and lift our hands with us and our chest off the mat and back down. So this is working out the lower back. We're going to do this about 5 times. This is a great way to use chaturanga to build strength. So just up. Think about trying to get your lower ribs off the mat. If you're that flexible, kudos to you. And come back down. And one more time, up. My hands are off the mat. My chest is completely off the mat. I'm thinking about trying to get my lower ribs off the mat and down. From here, we're gonna push up onto all fours. And whereas usually we would do cat-cow here, instead, we're gonna curl our toes under and we're gonna hover off of our knees for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. For some people, that was a lot. So from here, you want to lay down into child's pose and just take a break. Just take a couple of deep breaths. Regain your composure, regain your breath. And then we're back up on all fours, and we're gonna push up into down dog. So curl those toes under, and think if there is a string on your tailbone and it's pulling you up to the ceiling, and you push back into down dog. From here, this is a great way to work on the core. So we're gonna take your right leg, extend it up, and you're gonna tuck your right knee in, curve your back, and come to the outside of your right leg. and then you extend your leg back. Now you can extend your leg back here, or it can go all the way up, totally up to you. You're gonna bring that knee in again, straight through the middle this time. And then back. And one more time, trying to reach your right knee to your left elbow, to the outside of your left elbow. And back. So drop that foot. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Lift the left leg. Come to the outside of your left elbow. And back up. Come straight through, breathing a whole lot. And back up. And then lastly, that leg is gonna come through over to the right elbow. And back. Feet down. From here, we're gonna step to Warrior Two. I'm gonna do my Warrior Two facing you first. So my left leg is gonna come through just like we were almost doing a moment ago. Step through my hands. I'm gonna ground my back foot down parallel to the front wall. And you can step straight up or windmill your arms open to Warrior Two. From here in Warrior Two, we're gonna do some water motions or use water element to reach forward, drop that back arm, and come back to stretch. And then you're gonna lean forward, reach forward. The forward arm comes down, the right arm comes up, and reach over. Doing this 3 to 5 times through also builds heat, it builds strength, and it works on your flexibility all at the same time. And if you are not able to come all the way down, what you can also do is bend that leg, have a hand on your knee, and just come over. Just to modify it. If you're not as flexible to go all the way back down and pull yourself up, because that does take quite a lot of control with your obliques. So we're gonna do the same thing with the other side. We just went from Warrior Two, dropping the back arm coming up to stretch, and then we lean forward, arm comes down and around to stretch. So we're gonna, from here, reach back to the ground, and we're gonna switch legs and do it on the other side. So step through to plank, and then bring your right leg through, turn on the outer foot, make it parallel to the front wall, and we're gonna windmill it up. I don't know why I'm calling this a windmill. Same thing on the other side. Once again, we're building strength today. It's hot yoga. Reach forward, drop back. On this side, I'm gonna do the modified version, just so people can see. I'm sorry, I think correction on the last time I said put your hand here, your elbow will be on your knee to reach over. And up, and back, down to the elbow, reach over. With the upper body, you're working on flexibility. With your lower body, you're working on strength. And so the strength comes from having to hold this position. I'll face you now because we're done with that. But having the integrity in your body to just be in this position. The stillness of your legs staying in this position is enough to generate heat through your body and actually create strength. Hot yoga. So if we're on this side, we're coming from here and up. Let's see from here, let's call it a day. That was quite a lot. So we're gonna go down, push up position or plank position, push up to down dog, and we're gonna step or hop your feet back up to the front of the mat. For the sake of hot yoga, to hop up to the front of your mat, you're gonna bend your knees and think about your tailbone going up over your head. So bend, hop, and your feet come right up between your hands. From here, we stand straight up, and hands come back down. So that is a way in yoga to build strength. So today's lesson of the mat is all about your limits. It's all about self-limiting beliefs. So I'm actually not going to read from this. I'm going to tell this as a story. Last year, I was in my room working out. Somebody that I really like to work out to is this girl named Joanna So. You can also find her on YouTube. So is spelled S-O-H. She is Asian. And in one of the workouts, she was telling you to run in place. And I think this was in the beginning. It was like the first 5 minutes, the warm up. She was telling you to run in place. And so I was running in place. Like I said, I'm in my house, so I'm not really like giving it my all. And something in my brain said, you know how fast you can run. So in it, she was like, run faster, run faster. Something she likes to say is, sweat is your fat crying. And so like I'm running, and for some reason I wasn't pushing myself because my mind was like, you know how fast you can run, you don't need to push it. But she was like, go faster, and it just motivated me to want to try to run faster. I've run track. I also used to, I ran cross country for a semester in college as well. And so there was just something in my mind that told me, you know how fast you can run, you don't need to run faster. And something about that just seemed wrong. Like I should not push my limits because I think I already know my limits. And so in that, long story short, I started trying to push myself and running faster and faster. And it got to the point where I was running so fast that like in place that like my vision was blurring. And I was running so fast, like you know how you normally run in place and it's here, like your obviously like your arms are in line with your body. I was running so fast that my legs were going super fast, and then my arms went slower than my body to take on a whole different rhythm with my legs. It was literally otherworldly. And the only thing that I can attribute it to is the Animatrix. I'm sure everybody knows about the Matrix. There's an animated series called the Animatrix with I think like 15 mini clips of animated shorts that kind of relate to the Matrix as what we know. Like they do bring in the like the Sentinels and stuff like that. But there's this one clip where this guy is training in the Olympics. He's an Olympic runner, and long story short, he breaks through his limit while he's in a race and ends up running into the Matrix because he augments his own reality by believing he can run faster than he can. If you've never seen the Animatrix, please go find it and check it out. The thing is wild. But anyway, that's all I have today for Hot Yoga Day 8. Tomorrow is either Kemetic Yoga, Tomorrow is either Kemetic Yoga or Elemental Yoga. Elemental Yoga, we're actually going to be following along with something that's on YouTube already with Brett Larkin. I don't feel that I know how to teach Elemental Yoga, but I think it's gentle enough to try it. And so if anybody feels comfortable trying it with me, we're going to do that. It's either that or tomorrow is Kemetic Yoga. And Kemetic Yoga was created in Chicago by a guy in Chicago, but he took the postures that you see on the temple walls in Egypt and realized that this is a system of yoga. Granted, yoga, that word yoga, the Sanskrit word, definitely comes from India, but the movements and the postures apparently were also done, some very similar postures were done in Africa. And when you do these movements, it creates this energy flow in your body that does the same healing properties that yoga from India does. So it's now been named Kemetic Yoga, and if you didn't know, Egypt was actually named Kemet before it was Egypt. So that'll be, one of those are gonna be for tomorrow. And the link is already down there as usual. May 23rd is coming up. That's this Saturday, where I fully drop from the mat, which are messages that I've gotten from time spent on my mat, and I'm just gonna put them on my podcast as an archive for other people to access, because I'm very passionate about people coming to self-mastery, and from the mat is just another tool of self-mastery. That's it, y'all. This will be on IGTV. Love and light. Bye, little son. I need to give him a name. He's so cute.
Learn yourself, master yourself, become your best self.